you. I see the stars in your eyes, and I know it's true. I don't know what to do. Each night all right, I'm not gonna do that. This is not a singing competition. I'm not singing, but I do want to share a couple things. I want to share something with you in the form of answering three questions. The first question is, what is different about the VIP 456 Plus program that we have for women over the age of 40 compared to, let's say, the Diet Free Life methodology or other programs like Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, and the list goes on and on. So I'm going to share with you some of the key differences, and that'll give you clarity on exactly what it is. And then I want to share with you one of the main reasons people are not successful with weight loss. Now, there's a lot of reasons, but I'm going to share with you one that I think you'll get a kick out of. It'll be kind of funny. And then the third thing I'm going to share, I have absolutely no idea what that is at this moment, but I know there will be a third thing, right? So it sounds better to say there's three instead of me saying there's two, or at least for me, it sounds better. So what is the difference? Like, why do we have a program that speaks specifically for the best interests of women over the age of 40? I could talk about this for hours, but this is what we do know. We know that as we mature in life, we lose bone. So we don't have the same bone density, which means you don't have the same bone strength or weight as you are maturing. And the same thing happens with your lean muscle tissue. We start losing it in our late 20s, and it continues unless we're doing something to prevent that loss. But it's still going to happen. Yes, I have background music here. Oh, my goodness. So I'm laughing at myself, you guys. The other thing is that we know that if you take a woman, let's say we take three women, they're all the same weight. Let's say they weigh 120 pounds. Okay. So you have a Caucasian woman that's 5'6", 120 pounds. You have a woman from China, somewhere in Asia, same height, same weight. Then you have an African-American woman, same height, same weight. We know through science, through biology, that they carry different percentages of body fat. Even though they're the same height and the same weight, we know that, let's say, a Caucasian woman compared to an Asian woman, the Asian woman is going to have a little bit more body fat on average. Now, of course, you can't say that's going to be the case for every single person, but through major meta-analysis, major studies, we know for a fact that your ethnicity plays a huge role in what your body composition is going to be. We also know about hormones. Hormones for a woman in her 20s and 30s, the experience is totally different for a woman over the age of 40, 50s, and 60s. We know so much about that. So we're at a place where you're different. And the way you lost weight when you were in your 20s and 30s is totally different than how you're going to lose weight in your 40s, 50s. And it's different. You've had kids, you've had antibiotics, you've had health challenges, you're taking different medications, if there's medications. Life is different. You're probably working more. You now don't give a hell at times because as you mature, you just get to that place. And again, I want to keep this light. I don't want to go too scientific, but when you know all of that, a can or cookie cutter program is not how you best serve people. So then you bring in what we call coaching. Everybody can have a coach. I believe that everyone would benefit to have a coach in the areas that are important to them. You know, earlier today, I did a talk with Michael E. Parker. He had a conference, awesome conference. And I was sharing information as one of the presenters at his conference. And as I was sharing information, I just couldn't help but to be clear on how I define success. And I didn't come up with this. Ralph Waldo Emerson came up with this definition. And he defines success as the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And I want you to hear that. If you want to be successful with weight loss, this says it all. If you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, this says it says it all. The progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So let's work backward. Worthy ideal meaning you place worth, there's value in what you're going after. So if you want to lose weight and it is important to you, that's going to be key because that's what's going to pull us. The progressive realization, meaning you are progressively realizing this is actually working for you. You with me? And you're going after it. So as soon as you make a decision, you're successful. You don't have to have the weight off. You're successful because success is defined as the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Progressive, meaning baby steps. I like working with women over the age of 40 because most of them get this. They know it's not going to be overnight. They didn't gain the weight overnight. It's going to take some time. The best part is that depending on how involved they are and how hungry they are as they go after it, not only are they going to lose the weight, but they're going to learn a lot about nutrition and how their body works. And they have the built-in accountability of working with a coach where you're checking in. And as long as you're checking in, you can't help but be successful. I mean, if you gain weight 4 weeks in a row, I'm going to fire you anyway. Like, you're not going to be my client if, and it doesn't make sense. Now, there are people that will gain weight, and I get that. And as long as they're in the game to be successful, I'm going to stay in the game with them. So I don't give up on people. So you're different. And everything, in my opinion, must be understood and shared and encouraged differently than if you were 20 or 30. So that's the short answer. But it's a coaching program. It's not you buy a program and it comes in the mail and you open it and you just follow it. So it's designed around you. Like, if you don't eat zucchini, you're not going to eat zucchini with this program. Right? We have that much respect and understanding that you don't force someone to eat things that they don't like. So this is not your conventional diet. And it's not one of restriction, because one of the worst things that's happening for women over the age of 40, as they are like making it through like the hormonal challenges of life and maturing in life and losing muscle and losing bone and all that goes with that. It's nice to have someone that you can talk to that can bring clarity to what your situation is. Because it's with clarity that you'll get confidence to experience a continuance of success. So it's all designed around you and what's going to work for you, right? So if I talk to a client an hour ago who is a salesperson is always in their car, well, the way that person eats and the restaurants they're going to visit and how they're going to be able to go in the stores and make it work is different for someone who works at home all the time. They're at home, they can cook all their meals. It's just different. So it's meeting people where they are and putting them on a success track of success. Okay, so if there's any questions, then bring it. I would love to hear your questions. I think I hear a question over on the side, but hey, do you have a question over there?
I do.
Okay, there's no question. All right, so I said there was three things. I didn't know the third thing, but I knew number one. And then number two is that when people want to lose weight, and in most things in life, when they want to accomplish something, they get in their own way. And getting in their own way oftentimes comes about because of confirmation bias, meaning they have preconceived truths. And they're going to stick to those truths. They're going to fight for those truths because they would rather be right than to discover the truth. And people get in their own way instead of looking at things in a way that they can make it work for them. So I'll give you here's an example. If I went on Facebook right now, or if I go on YouTube and I say, this is a fat burning meal, and let's say that meal has broccoli, it has asparagus, and let's say it has steak. Someone in the comments is going to look at that picture and go, well, I don't eat asparagus. What? Why are you like, why would someone go out of their way to feel like they need to like let everybody know that they don't eat what's in the photo? Instead, you would look at it, and like my mom told me when I was a little kid, you know, if you don't have anything good to say, just be quiet. But when you look at that plate, you would go, okay, so instead of the asparagus, since I don't like asparagus, I'll put in some black beans. Or instead of the broccoli, because I don't eat broccoli, then maybe I'm gonna go with zucchini. Well, if I don't like zucchini, then maybe I'm gonna go with broccoli. And you learn how to swap food in and out to make it work specifically for you. So you're eating for you, and you're eating in a way that's going to get you these amazing results. Okay? So don't get in your own way. No matter what takes place, always look for a way to make it work. So instead of judging when you look at food, or if you look at your results from week to week, evaluate. When you evaluate, you remove judgment, and that means you see the value in all that has taken place. Because like with the VIP 456 Plus program, the first 28 days is what we call discovery phase. I'm discovering as their coach how their body responds to the foods they're eating, what their glucose numbers are looking like, what's their fat burning potential. I'm discovering as a coach. After 28 days, I start to feel pretty confident and comfortable with all of my suggestions, and then we keep it moving. They're discovering about me and my recommendations, and they're discovering about themselves, so that at the end of 28 days, they're in a better place. You know, I've had clients literally go 28 days and not lose like a pound. And then the next month, lose 8 pounds. And the month after that, maybe lose 10 pounds. You have discovery phase, and then you move into what we call accountability phase. Accountability phase, everybody gets. You want to have that accountability. Someone that you're checking in with, you're reporting to, and you're learning from. And at this point, this is when I refer to people as like, I'm helping to coach them to become prosumers. They're a consumer because they don't want to be a nutritionist or a weight loss coach. And maybe they will later, who knows. But they learn everything that a nutritionist and a weight loss coach knows. So they become their own coach. And this is stuff that they can run with and have for the rest of their life. So that's kind of like the summation of it. And knowing that helps you not get in your own way. All right. So the last thing that I'll share with you, unless someone has a question for me. Hey, what's up there, Jeff? How you doing? How you feeling? Is the big concern, growing concern I have with restrictive diets. And I'm not here to like beat up on other diets. You know, do what works for you. But whenever you restrict food groups, you are setting yourself up for other problems, other challenges that will show up as an autoimmune condition, bloating, inflammation, fibromyalgia, IBS, and the list goes on and on and on. You want to eat a variety of foods, no matter who you are, no matter where you're living. That is going to help you optimize your ability to have a healthy or healthier gut, aka microbiome. When you avoid foods, and I talked about this in our most recent podcast show, we talked about celiac disease. And there's a lot of people who are avoiding gluten and they don't have celiac disease. Well, when you avoid those grains and barley, right, and oats, what you're also doing is not getting all of the antioxidants and the polyphenols and all of the nutrient power boosters that come with those foods that help you be healthy. And unfortunately, a lot of these people that are avoiding them and kind of like sheep, you know, just following the herd. And I get it. It's not their fault. It's just where we are, right? Because education would change all of that. And that's why I want people to be prosumers as I work with them. I want them to know what we know. Because if you knew what we knew, when it comes to avoiding certain food groups, you wouldn't do it. Now, there's still going to be some people who make money or make a living selling keto or selling some of these diets. They're thinking about the money. They are not thinking about you. And then you have the people who aren't doing keto or some of these diets for money, but they're doing it for pride because they don't want to let you know that it's not all that they thought it would be. So they would rather continue to be right than to be humble and to say, hey, this was not a good thing for me. So I'm gonna like make some changes and kind of go back to eating a variety of food. And the good news is that there's people like myself that are there to help people like that. So be careful when you're restricting or avoiding food groups. Look into it, because I'll end on this note and you'll get to hear the details when our next show comes out, which is number 42. We're seeing what? We have a higher assessment or diagnosis of celiac disease, up 500% over the last 50 years. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that we're better at diagnosing it. There's 1 in 3 people that have the gene that can express itself into celiac disease. So many of us those genes could be turned on at any time based on getting antibiotics, based on Montezuma revenge, based on, eating extremely poorly. And now you have celiac. And once you get celiac, you got it. And that's not a good thing. You don't want celiac disease. But the people who are avoiding all these grains and these healthy things, they're doing it because they think that it's helping them become healthier. And it's not. It is not helping them become healthier. They're not getting the foods that would be helping them be healthier. You hear what I'm saying? So it's not just about avoiding, it's more about what you're not getting. And most people on TV and experts aren't really talking too much about that. It's all about the end game, the outcome that people are chasing. So people aren't thinking about how chasing that is setting me up for a whole bunch of disruption with my health later. So anyway, that's the third thing. I wanted to share a third thing, but you want to watch this episode. It's the Stay Healthy Experience, number 42. We talk about that, and I show you how to make a fat-burning meal using 4 ingredients. And you literally can make this fat-burning meal that tastes great. And I ate it on the show. You can make it in probably less than a minute, literally. So 4 ingredients, less than 1 minute to put it together, and then just enjoy it when you eat it. So I can't wait for you to see that. Now, if you have questions, reach out to us. We're here to help you. You don't have to be a paying client. Our outreach, our goal is to get information to people and to help people live their healthiest life. And if we can give you clarity around nutrition, fitness, weight loss, then we've done our job, because our job is to be of service. And so I love doing this every day, helping people live their healthiest life. It is awesome. But more importantly, for me, it's sharing the truth with people, the truth as it pertains to like nutrition, fitness, and health. And if they decide to do something that goes against the truth, which means it potentially harms their health, that's not on me. That's on them. But if they're not educated and they're unaware, I feel like there's a responsibility for me to help people become aware. And that's through education. All righty? So thank you very much. You guys have a good one. Thank you for letting me share. I've been wanting to come up here and do this today. So thank you for giving me a chance to share some information. And I hope you got something out of it that can help you. And until the next one, I'm Robert Ferguson, America's